Today, I want to look at some foods that can help lower your dog's stress hormone that's known as cortisol. Now, there are a lot of dogs out there that are suffering from some type of stress or anxiety issue, as many of you probably know. And yes, there's a lot to stress management. There really is. Things like diet and nutritional deficiencies, chemical load, your dog's lifestyle and their environment, medications, inappropriate living situations, the list goes on and on. These all play a big role in as to whether your dog becomes stressed and how their body copes with this. But what your dog eats is also a significant part of the problem, because foods can have a really big impact on cortisol in both good and bad ways. So let's take a look at some of the best foods to add into your dog's diet to help that cortisol level. Hi there, it's Lyndall Pinchin, Canine Naturopath from Canine Vitality. Welcome back to the channel, Happy Healthy Dogs. If you're new to the channel, guys, welcome and thank you for being here and stopping by. Don't forget to click on that little bell to be notified of all my upcoming content. If you're a regular, welcome back. Just a note as well, guys, you might notice that my website is the same, but the address has changed, and that will be on the screen now. So I have a new address, but the website is still exactly the same as it was before. Okay, so let's dive right in today, just so you understand what cortisol is. Firstly, let's look at that. Now, cortisol is a steroid hormone that's made in your dog's adrenal gland. Now, while it has a number of functions, its main one is the regulation of stress within the body. Now, it's a bit like a built-in alarm system for your dog, which triggers what's known as the fight or flight response, which many of you know of. Now, when this is imbalanced, cortisol does a great job at controlling inflammation, improving sleep cycles, balancing stress levels, and controlling things like blood sugar, blood pressure, and so on for your dog. But too much or too little even of the and things can start to become very problematic. Now, uncontrolled inflammation, poor immune function, loss of muscle tone, irritability and nervous behavior, fertility issues, increased gut permeability or leaky gut, fatigue, weight gain or weight loss. These are just some of the problems that occur excuse me, when the levels of cortisol get out of balance, particularly when they're high. So by decreasing this down, we can not only improve our dog's stress, but their overall health as well. So let's take a look at our first lot of foods. Now, these are foods that have high levels of B vitamins within them, and this can really help to lower or burn off those high cortisol levels. Now, in particular, foods that are high in both vitamin B5 and B12 can be beneficial. So think about things like fish, like salmon, your leafy greens, especially spinach and collard greens and kale, organ meats like liver and kidney. It's particularly good if you can get these organically and just in small amounts too. Organic beef and chicken, broccoli, sweet potato, organic eggs, especially the yolk, but make sure you do feed the whole egg to get all the nutrition of the egg. Now, all of these foods can supply your dog with good levels of those B vitamins that will really help combat high cortisol levels. Now, also foods that are rich in omega-3 fats are great, because these are particularly able to reduce inflammation, as we all know. And this, of course, will be elevated when high levels of cortisol are up as well. Now, while oily fish are one of the best sources, you fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, etc., there, of course, are some plant-based options too that are great. Think of chia seeds, hemp seeds, olive oil. They're all great sources. Try adding in one of these at least 3 times weekly, but more can be given depending on what's going on for your dog and their stress situation. On top of that, magnesium-rich foods. Now, it's believed that magnesium, as one of the major minerals, is probably the biggest deficiency that both humans and dogs face today. Now, if your dog's low in magnesium, this can actually increase those stress levels, and equally, if your dog is under a lot of stress, their body's going to use up high amounts of magnesium. Now, magnesium works within your dog's adrenal gland to keep those cortisol levels balanced and normal. And of course, magnesium will really help your dog's overall body relax by relaxing both muscles and nerves too. Now, what are some of the best foods here? On top of the list for me would probably be dark green leafy veggies. The darker the green, probably the better in terms of the mineral content. So spinach, kale, celery tops, and other rich dark green leafy greens are going to help bring a lot of minerals, particularly that magnesium, into your dog's diet. Spinach is especially high in this mineral. These are best given daily, but even just a few times a week is going to help. And of course, if you're going to feed them in their raw state, it's best to make sure that you blitz these down into a veggie pulp so that your dog can actually digest them more readily rather than just chopping them into the dog's diet. It's going to improve their digestibility. Now, broccoli also is good in regards to magnesium. Consider also ground seeds like your chia, hemp, and pumpkin seeds. Now, in fact, pumpkin seeds have a high level of magnesium, with having around about 150 milligrams per 30 gram serve. So seeds can be added in the diet a few times a week as well. And once again, salmon features here, just being another reliable source of magnesium. So for many reasons, feeding salmon to your dog where possible is fantastic. Now, of course, any food that promotes blood sugar balance is also going to help bring down cortisol levels. And this is because the higher the level of cortisol, it's going to lead to consistently higher level of blood sugar. So any foods that help lower blood sugar will, as I said, lower cortisol too. Now, think about good quality proteins like some of the ones we've already talked about today, but of course, eggs are also fantastic. Broccoli and broccoli sprouts, your pumpkin seeds, ground almonds, chia seeds. Now, fermented foods too, like fermented veggies and kefir, and berries like blueberries and blackberries as well. All of these anti-inflammatory foods will also help decrease blood sugar levels and lower down cortisol. And finally, any food that improves your dog's microbiome in the gut will also bring down cortisol. Not only will high levels of cortisol cause disruption of your dog's microbiome by decreasing the good levels of bacteria, but it also leads to that increased gut permeability, which we actually talked about last week, or leaky gut. Now, foods that can combat this include anything that contain pre and probiotics, so vegetables and small amounts of fruit, and then your fermented veggies, kefir, kombucha, etc. All of these contain lots of different healthy bacteria that can improve and diversify your dog's microbiome, keeping it healthy, but also lowering and combating that high cortisol level. And you'll notice today as well that all the foods that we've talked about here are in that class of being anti-inflammatory foods. Now, also avoiding commercial dog foods and kibbles, grains, legumes, dairy, and all those processed foods. All of this is also going to help bring down that cortisol and reduce overall stress as well as gut inflammation. So be aware of that too. Well, guys, I hope you found this short video helpful. Now, if you've got a dog that's suffering some sort of stress, anxiety problem and you need some help, then feel free to reach out to me. All my details are below as usual. And I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, share, and also don't forget to subscribe. I hope you're having a good day today. It's still winter here in Australia. It's chilly, but not too bad. So I'm looking forward to spring coming in the next month or so. Anyway, have a great day, guys. I'll catch up with you in another video. Bye for now.